Putting it down in the window, the middle lane. Up like a girl in the dude on the middle of scouting hand. Over and over again, the wasted polish road. Castles and dragons and castles and mine. GeezerHour. It's a geezer overload. It's the GeezerHour. Ready to explode. And music radio, www.radioking.com/radio/gun music radio. It is the GeezerHour. I'm Bear. This is Freak.
Ready to explode.
Ready to explode. Yeah, dude. So speaking of ready to explode, this last Saturday evening.
Oh, wow.
We got to see it. We got to see the man finished.
Never before, yeah.
And I noticed something very similar, and if you're listening to this,
what are we talking about?
UFC. We're talking about the McGregor fight, yeah, for sure. And the meme of him laying there, and he's got his hand underneath his face, and he says, doesn't that kind of remind you of Nick Diaz when he fought? He laid down and he did the little thing. Yeah, that's what that was the very first thing I thought about, man.
I didn't see the meme, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I had some friends from Roseburg down in town, and so they came by, and Mark and Robbie came over, and I bought the fight, and we watched it in my shop, and had a good time. It was, it was something else. Because, I think McGregor had, he had his game plan, and he stuck to it. The first round, he looked good.
Yeah, he did.
And I think I remember saying that, if Poirier gets out of the first round or two,
right,
and takes what Conor has to throw at, and dude, Conor hit him with shots,
oh, man.
dude. Like and some of the shit that he even missed with, was like, whew.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And then when I think it's like Poirier just kind of laid back and bided his time, and the right that he caught him with that put him down. I watched it a couple times. It's like, yeah, but he must have just been like right on the button.
Must have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think that Conor handled it, maturely.
Yeah.
He fucking
for all the times he didn't handle it maturely.
Yeah, and I do think you're going to see a third fight for whatever reason.
That's what he.
Now, what is his record? He's got 3 losses and like 9 wins or whatever.
Yeah.
That's not a stellar record. That guy is still the biggest superstar in the UFC. It's just his it's just his game. It's just the way he talks, the way he sells shit. I think he could be fucking 10-10 and he'd still be like the main event in every fucking fight.
If we saw that so the Poirier Gregor part 1 where 90 seconds into it he gets KO'd by McGregor. That punch also was like, if Poirier had slipped or fallen or went forward just a half a second longer, would we be looking at a 2-0? Because the way Poirier handled him at the end, stepped into him, but like Conor said, he was compromised with his leg. His leg kicks were just dead. His leg was dead. It got inside of his fucking head. He thought, I'm not going to win this fight for whatever reason, but he didn't cry, and that was the thing I was really hoping that he wouldn't do, and he didn't do it. And the one that came out looking like a jackass to me was the Eagle. His comments.
I didn't see him.
Yeah, the comments were kind of cray, kind of like
post fight clearly.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Everybody, of course, ran to social media to say what they had to say about McGregor losing, and what he said wasn't really on point. It wasn't really on point. I didn't think it was on point. I thought it was a little. It wasn't even correct because McGregor hasn't switched his camp at all. So and he was, and I'm not a McGregor fan. My band has what's called the Curse of McGregor. Like every single time that McGregor has fought in the last like 2 years, my band has played at the same time. So we played as 0 fucking people, bro. Because nobody's paying attention. Everybody's over here, eyes over here, while McGregor's doing his fucking thing. But and even this Saturday we practiced, and McGregor was on. But
So Khabib said, "This is what happened when you change your team, leave the sparring partners who made you a champion, and sparring with little kids far away from reality."
Yeah, and he didn't. Nothing, and I looked it up. Nothing has changed in McGregor's camp.
McGregor responded, "Does he want to come back or no? Because he's not throwing no leg kicks," McGregor said of his comments after being done in by Poirier's kicks. "If he wants to have his disrespectful comments, come back and let's go at it again, my man. I'm here for it. That's fighting talk." So,
yeah, that's not all McGregor said.
I don't know that that's a
yeah.
good call on McGregor's part.
Well, he's gonna lose.
I don't know if I think what you have in Khabib, and I'm speculating,
Yeah.
is you have an elite athlete, and so it comes with a certain amount of confidence and swagger, and you also have somewhat of a language barrier. The guy doesn't speak English, you know what I mean?
Number one bullshit.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna edit that soundbite.
so I think he speaks his mind, and maybe he doesn't always come across, but I don't know.
Right.
I think there was a thing on there where I was just reading that Dana White is saying, look, if Khabib's telling me he doesn't want to fight anymore, I'm not going to ask him anymore. That's
because what he told him sitting when he was talking to him, and Khabib told him, "Hey, you know that you ain't got nothing for me. There's nobody I can't fucking beat in your UFC. So I'm gonna retire and give the belt away, and we'll fucking see." And because they asked him like, "Hey, have you talked to Khabib?" And he's like, "I have talked to him, and he told me that pretty much I ain't got nobody. I got no groceries he wants to buy."
Wow. Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe that's honest.
Hey, I always would pull into when we go play hockey somewhere, and I would pull into a certain certain ice rink, ice arena, whatever. I'd always think to myself like I've already beat this guy. Like I already went ahead up against that guy that protects that team. And Jesus Christ.
And so maybe on the same level as that, if you're an athlete and there's no challenge in front of you, then you lose your passion for.
You do.
And if it's like, okay, so
Conor
I don't understand that because I'm not an athlete, but I'll tell you what I am. I'm a fucking beast on the ping pong table.
Boom.
Spent enough time in fucking continuation high school. Yeah, I'm not like ESPN style where I'm 18 feet back from the table going, gosh. But I haven't. There's only been a couple people in my life that I can't beat.
Right.
And
that doesn't start today.
But so when I go somewhere and someone is like, "Oh, I heard you. I see you play people. You want to play?" If they're not good, I'm like,
what's good?
I'll run away.
What's good, Frank? It's good like you can fucking spin the ball when you serve.
Yeah.
Is good like you can put it in
I can throw the ping pong paddle from my left hand to my right hand and beat anybody you know. I am fucking good at ping pong. I can alternate hands every fucking time.
You're like Strats Domino.
No, I'm fucking good. I spent a little bit of time in places with ping pong tables with growing up.
Yeah.
So and I just got good.
Yeah.
And but my not,
Minnesota Strats.
Okay, I'm gonna be done sucking my own dick for a second. My point is only that, like, my kid bought a ping pong table one year for me for Father's Day, and he's like, "Come on, Dad, let's play." I'm like, "Nah." I just I never used that thing. It broke before I've never played on. If somebody isn't on my level, or at least close to it, that's gonna give me a game. There's no danger of me playing. It's boring and fucking, it's torturous. Yeah.
Ping pong is how are you at beer pong?
Never played it.
You've never played beer pong?
I watched my kids do it on my fucking table.
I can almost believe that you've never played beer pong, but not quite. Never?
I've never played beer pong.
Never.
Not once in my life.
Have you ever stood there and been
Well,
like...
my kids used to do it in my driveway because
Yeah,
I had an aluminum outdoor table, and so it stayed outside all the time. And my kids would have
A ping
parties.
pong table.
Yeah.
Aluminum.
Aluminum.
So you ain't kidding. When you
No,
say
dude.
that you're good at fucking ping pong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's people out there that'll co-sign on that one. Yeah, I'm amazing at ping pong. For my birthday, when I turned 50,
Wow.
Rich Howard, my buddy Rich that owns Musashi,
Sure.
he threw me a party at his house and he brought his
Nice.
ping pong table out.
Just cause.
Yeah, and I was like, no, I don't. Oh, come on. And then two people started playing and they were fucking back and forth. I'm like, all right, I got a game here, and I played all night and didn't lose.
What's the movie I'm thinking of?
Forrest Gump.
No, not Forrest Gump. It was another one where the guy.
Oh, Paddles of Fury, or the you talking about the Will?
Yeah, whatever.
Will Ferrell,
No.
semi-pro.
No. This was all about fucking ping pong, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And he went to China, and he
think it was
and he faced. It wasn't Will Ferrell.
Oh,
It was Paddles of Fury. I think you were right with that.
I don't know.
Paddle Fury or Ping Pong Kung Fu or something. And yeah, he was an actor that kind of made like a couple appearances in some comedies, and then he didn't really show up anymore.
Balls of Fury.
Yeah, Balls of Fury.
That's
And
what it was.
did it have Christopher Walken in it?
Yes.
And okay.
But I do think it was Will. Oh wait.
No, it wasn't Will Ferrell, bro. It was somebody else. You're talking, semi-pro. Yeah, that's the basketball one. This one.
Oh
is,
yeah. So it was Christopher Walken.
Yeah,
And
dude.
some other dude with sideburns or something.
And he was just like, let's fucking get it on. And he was just whooping kids at the ping
Yeah.
pong. So as you're talking, I'm thinking, like,
No, so
does somebody owe you money for a movie?
No, I'm really good at ping pong. But I will tell you this. I don't know if you know Ken Welch, the guy that he tends bar at the Lounge now, but he was the bartender at JD's forever.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay, so he is really good at ping pong. And he brought his table in, and I forget, it was like Monday or Tuesday night for years, we would do tournaments.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and I would go in there, and I'd win. And, sometimes I'd take second because Ken was really good, and there'd be a ringer in there. But there was a few players that were really good. But I'd say I probably took first place 70% of the time. And then one day, this 75-year-old guy, Bob, came in and made me look like a clown, bro. Like, I could not beat this guy, and I eventually threw both my middle fingers up in the air, and I told this old man to go fuck himself, and I left like a baby, and I never went back because I couldn't believe that I couldn't beat this guy, and not only couldn't I beat him,
Right.
he never moved. He was just, bagosh, fucking boom, and I'm fucking like running all over, motherfucker.
Right.
And yeah, dude, and he got me. Just couldn't beat him. He was some kind of wizard. Yeah.
I gotta.
So there's always somebody out there that's going to be levels above you, no matter how good
always,
you are at something.
Always. There's that in every aspect of everything I've ever done.
Yeah.
There's always going to be somebody that's better, that's quicker on the draw or faster on his feet or whatever. When Amy and I lived out in the middle of nowhere, they had a little bar that Amy worked at. She got a job at a little bar, and it's one of them bars you'd expect Patrick Swayze to walk into.
Yeah,
it's
I
one
love
of
those
them-
bars.
Yeah, me too. And I started playing pool there. I had always played pool, but I had started playing in little tournaments here and there. And next thing you know, within a week, I won the 9-ball, the 8-ball, and the shake-a-day. Do you remember the bar games where they used to be like, you come over here and give us, a nickel or dirty scotch or any of the dice games that you could play sitting at the bar.
We would roll,
yeah, right. So they had what was called shake-a-day.
Oh.
So they would you pay $2 or $3, you'd put it in a jar, you'd roll the dice, and if they were all the fucking same, you got what was in the jar.
Gotcha.
And I won like $600.
Wow.
And not only that,
Just on a one-roll Yahtzee.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Okay.
and I think it was all 5s or all 4s. And I got up like it couldn't be written better with CGI in a movie, dude. Like I rolled, they all came up, and the one was still kind of rolling, and I walked away, and everybody went whoa, and turned around, and that one had landed. Yeah.
You're like,
So that week I had done all that, which I had just said. So they all of a sudden, they thought that my wife and I were like cheating together, like
the game is rigged.
The game's rigged or whatever. But the reason I brought all that up was we had a guy, like you just said, he just kind of stood there with his his ping pong paddle and just kind of did this. The guy had this guy that I couldn't beat. He had the most stiff. We're back. The GeezerHour every Monday between 4 and the rest of the day. You can find us on, any platform.
You find the show on YouTube now, which makes it a lot nicer for people because you don't have to tune in at a specific time. You just go at your leisure, listen to it while you're, you could listen to it while you're banging a chick.
Making a quesadilla.
Anyway.
Yeah, you could boil some eggs listening. No, it's you could eat some Jello. Yeah, fucking A, dude. Fucking A. Got a green screen. They got lost in transit from China. Yeah, that sucked. It went to my old house. So right now, as we speak, my wife, God bless her soul, is at our old house.
Oh.
Seeing if they found the green screen.
Okay.
Because Amazon fucked it up. And we changed our address, and then Amazon was like, how about we keep your address the same?
How long have you been out here?
We've been here for 5 years.
Oh, shit.
5 or 6 years. 2015.
All right, then.
Yeah, so, yeah, who
We went to the Sound Lounge Saturday. We met up with Robbie and my friend from Roseburg. Sat out on the patio, had some beers. It was nice to be back out there.
Right?
It was pretty quiet, dead, but seems to be, I don't know, every once in a while it's nice to have a semblance of normalcy and do something that reminds you of when the world was normal.
Yeah. Act like Earth is regular. Because it's really isn't, and it really isn't going to be anymore. Like, it really isn't going to be. I was reading something yesterday, not to get too terribly into this too much, but we have to because it's world events, and let's be relevant. So, here it is. 220 or 122? Yeah, 122,000 children now have COVID-19. As of the last couple of weeks, maybe they're bumping numbers to whatever, but we're also finding out that people are dying 10 or 11 days after the vaccination. So the vaccination isn't necessarily, it's putting a ban. If you already have the problem, it has no time, I think, to kick into your system. And it's like the flu shot gives you the flu. So the COVID shot kind of gives you the COVID, or it gives you those shaky ass fucking feelings. And I've been following this very closely because they're calling me up wanting to put my daughter back in some sort of school 2 times a week. Well, flip a hamburger too many times, it gets burnt. I mean, I don't know.
I'm trying to research it too. Technically I'm eligible for it because I'm a postal worker. So I think I'm in the next group up, and so I'm trying to. I want to talk to my sister, who's a doctor, about it, and also talk to my doctor.
Who's your sister about it?
Huh?
I just mixed the words.
Oh, I'll talk to my doctor about my sister, who's about it. No, but mostly, I want to see about it for my wife too.
Sure, for sure.
If I don't know, but it's we just lost Larry King died from it.
Larry King, yeah.
Yeah. And he had it. It was in the ICU, and the last thing I had heard was that he was out of the ICU, and then I heard today that he died, which, I mean, fuck, dude, the guy survived 4 different cancers and all kinds of shit, so.
Yeah.
Diabetes, and.
I mean.
He was 100 or something.
Yeah, he was right up there, and congratulations to Betty White. You are.
What did she do?
She won my little bet of who's going to pass first, the little bet I had with myself. I was like, is Betty White going to go first or Larry King? They're both going to be,
I'm just picturing Betty King and Larry, or
Betty King
Betty
and
White
Larry
King as Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Right.
And she punches his head off.
Yeah, I was kind of sad. That was like a couple days ago when that happened, and I woke up and I saw Larry King, and I was like, God damn it. And so I went down this little Larry King rabbit hole on YouTube, and I watched some of his interviews. I watched the one with Jim Carrey, and I watched some of his better ones where he was laughing. I watched the one where he was talking about his cancer. I watched some of those ones, and to me, like, that was what we do, but that was OG. Like, that's what this is right here, but it was OG. Like, that was the original shit. He
was the first, I think, overnight syndicated radio show, and I don't know. I never really watched his TV show or listened to him, but I know he did it for years.
And he did it live, and him and people like him, and people like the who was the UFO guy?
Oh, Coast to Coast?
Yeah.
Robbie used to listen to him.
Man, he's the Area 51 dude. He was
Coast
always
to Coast. With
yeah.
whatever the dude's name was.
Whatever the guy's name was. him, guy like that dude, and then it branched off into, of course, Rush Limbaugh and all these other fucking people that are doing it. And I don't support or any of that. I'm just saying, non-political statement. Thank you. Is what it is. But that's kind of where all this podcasting, all this whole thing came from. Was those guys like Larry King, Art Bell, fucking duh. Art fucking Bell, duh. You should actually watch me kick myself in my own face for not knowing that. That's crazy. Because I used to listen to that shit too. But
no, I've always loved talk radio, and then when podcasting started up, I listen probably to more talk in my headphones than I do music these days. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I love it. It passes the time, and I know some people it doesn't do anything for them, but when Rush Limbaugh first started, I was working as a delivery driver, and it was like 1992 or 1993, and he wasn't super political. He was a sports announcer for the Kansas City Royals.
Yeah.
And strangely enough, that was what started me on talk radio, because I had this little Isuzu truck that was our company truck, and all it had was an AM radio, and that's all that came in. It was either that or listening to, like, gospel music or mariachi music or whatever.
Sure.
So I listened to Rush Limbaugh, and then he got super fucking weird. But then for me it went to like Loveline. Remember Loveline with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla? I used to love it because I worked nights. Yeah. And I used to love that. She just passes the time. And Howard Stern forever. I've been a huge Stern fan.
Rush Limbaugh, when he first started out, he had that bass line at the beginning of his show.
The Pretenders.
Yeah.
Song. Something about Cleveland. It's a killer fucking hook, man.
Yeah, and I was like, oh shit! But so that hook, he picked the right one because it got me listening to him, and he's like the EIB and all that whole thing, that whole fucking thing. And I'd lay there and listen to it, and and you're not too terribly older than I am, and I'd listen to it and be like, I love this shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's anything that's engaging,
And the way he come in off that bass line, he'd be like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had just the right amount of fucking cockiness that kind of kept you listening,
And I thought Howard Stern was like Slayer to me. It was like at that age, it was like, I don't know if I want to listen to this fucking guy. Like he's got the girls got their boobs out. Like I can't see them, but I can close my eyes.
Howard Stern was kind of like, it was kind of sleaze shit at first. I wouldn't say overnight. He very slowly, over the course of 35 years, became a really, really good interviewer.
Yeah.
And,
because he wasn't afraid.
But I've been listening to Howard Stern since.
He's like, take your shirt off.
Yeah.
Okay. And Robin be like, why take the shirt off? He'd be like, shut up.
Yeah. He's totally.
Because I want to see the
changed. Yeah. But God, I feel like after 30 years, it's just like familiar, And I just recently bought the XM app.
Oh shit.
Yeah, for like $1 a month for 3 months.
Right.
So I'm gonna give it a shot and then see if I end up listening to it a lot. But I listen to Howard Stern, and there's different Comedy Central shit, and there's killer music channels and sports and news and whatnot. He had
that movie Howard Stern.
Parts.
What was it?
Private Parts.
Private Parts. Yeah. That was that movie. What do you know about Grip Incorporated, man? You brought this to the table this evening.
Grip Incorporated, I love. This is a 3-piece band. Dave Lombardo's first venture outside of Slayer, and the guitar player does all the bass work too. So it's just it's a stringed instrument player, Dave Lombardo, and a vocalist. And I don't know what they do live, but for the recording, the guitar player does double duty.
And I'm really I'm familiar with this band as well. And
this song has the single most brutal breakdown of your fucking life.
I was just gonna say I enjoy the music in this song a lot, and the song is called Skin Trade.
Yeah,
and it's
fucking love it.
It lived in my fucking player, and then
Yeah.
it traveled to my
I'm
my pod.
I'm
and then
sure
to
I've
my,
played this on this show before.
No,
Yeah.
no, I
No?
don't. I haven't seen it.
Okay, wow, I'm amazed then.
Yeah,
This is one of my.
I think you've only repeated like one or two.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, for a guy with no memory, that's fucking a miracle.
For a guy with no dick, how'd you all get pregnant? Tracy Morgan, God damn it. All right, Gun Music Radio. This is Grip Incorporated Skin Trade.
A great fucking song.
Man,
My wiener is semi-flaccid.
winter is in my flaccid. Oh, so everything needs to be a song. But yeah, dude. What else is going on? Well, I'm only
Cracking yourself up.
I'm only gonna briefly touch on this subject because I think and I believe honestly in my heart that it's retarded. It's not good. I can't say that word, so I'm not gonna. Okay. So
Spit it out,
Jake Paul, he's a YouTuber, and he wants to fight Conor McGregor, and he's saying that there's no way Conor McGregor, blah blah blah, and since Conor McGregor just lost, he is coattailing the situation and jumping onto social media, and he's now at this point in time he is.
Challenging Conor McGregor to a fight?
He lowered his offer from $50 million to $10,000 because he believes that since Conor McGregor lost to Justin Poirier, that Conor McGregor doesn't stand a chance against Mr. Jake Paul. Mr. Jake Paul, you're an idiot.
Yeah, I mean,
You are simply a fucking idiot. I'll fight you for $10,000, and this 50-year-old man I'll make your ears red. I know that much, you motherfucker. But if you get in the ring, any ring, it doesn't matter if it's a fucking if it's a roller ring, a wedding ring, a ring of fire, a ring, whatever it is, Conor McGregor will kick your ass.
yeah, well, it's like we said, levels. Just because you've been training and you've been fighting and you beat somebody up in an exhibition match before Mike Tyson fought, doesn't mean that you can beat somebody who's, an elite level fucking MMA fighter.
An elite level MMA history making fighter that I really don't follow. I follow Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor, get it? Gone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. But I respect a man's art, and I respect a man as a fighter. Yeah.
I mean,
Jesus.
watching him fight Saturday, he's very skillful. He's a great boxer. Like, his quickness, his step, the way he steps in, and kind of just throws that left-handed. Like, there was one particular uppercut that he just threw that. Man, if it would have hit, it would have been so beautiful. But he's a great boxer.
Yeah.
I think for whatever reason, he's not as good as he thought he was.
Yeah.
He's met his match a few times.
He's comfortable. He's comfortable. He's, like I said when we were texting. He's high on the hog. He doesn't have any stressing him out. There's no reason for him to. The reason that a warrior goes into battle is no longer there because he's been paid to be he's the best. He was the best. He's not the GOAT. There's
in the lightweight division. I mean, the greatest of all time so far would have to be Khabib. He's undefeated.
Yeah, and everybody else is if you're not in first place.
Yeah. So was Dustin Poirier calling out Max Holloway?
Max Holloway.
Hollowell. Was he calling him out at the end there? I was watching the post fight where he said, "Hey, no disrespect to Max. I like the guy, but I beat him twice, and I feel like I'm the true champion."
I think he wants to go back Gregor trilogy.
Right. That probably won't happen next for him. I mean, don't they usually give it a little build up? And I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
Because even the Diaz fight, there was fights in between.
And Diaz is in on this whole thing too. He's also saying like,
yeah, but Dana White won't allow Diaz back in the UFC.
Nate or Nick, both.
Well, definitely. I'm talking about Nate.
Oh yeah, Nate. Yeah.
I think he's said that. I mean, but then again, he's gone. He said things and done other stuff.
Right.
I think there's really bad blood. And Nick was only, I think, in for one fight.
I thought Nick was coming back and he was going to fight somebody.
Oh, Nick was always Strikeforce, and I think he did fight the UFC fights. I don't know exactly how many bouts he had in the UFC, but I don't know what the fuck Nate Diaz is doing.
Right?
If only we had some sort of.
Yeah, he seems to be in it. I'm looking kind of across his stuff right now, and he seems to be in it with just everybody that comes at him, and that's Diaz. I mean,
Yeah,
he's like, you want to fight, you want to fight, you want to fight, you want to fight. So he's like, cheeseburger, 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 you know, and whatever.
Well, you grew up in Stockton. You've probably met so many dudes like that. That's the same thing.
He's kind of the same as everybody I do know. You know, you're exactly right.
I had a ton of friends like that down there.
I had a ton of friends down there in Stockton, California, that were just like that, and that's pretty much. Even they could be. That reminds me of my friend Chad that comes up here and he comes to see our shows and stuff like that, and he hangs out. He's this way.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, fuck you, I'll fight you. I give a flying fucking shit fuck.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I grew up with all my friends were kind of that way.
Grew up with a chip on our shoulders for
yeah.
whatever reason. You know what I mean?
There's something about the Central Valley down there. You know, it's it was a lot of migrant farm workers, and so it was just a depressed area for years and years. It's a working class area.
Yeah.
Fresno is just And thinking about it now, man, it's a tough place to grow up.
It really is.
You know, if you don't want to grow up around violence. During the time when I grew up, you had to stay inside because it was
well,
nowadays out there.
Nowadays you have to stay inside. Back in the day when you and I were growing up, nobody told us really to stay inside, so we saw stuff. We were hanging out with friends. We saw fights. We saw stuff. We were part of maybe even a shooting or two that didn't belong to us at all. You know, we just saw stuff. You know what I mean?
Dude, I saw people fucking get lit on fire.
Oh man, dude.
I've seen some crazy shit in front
I
of me.
drank ditch water.
But I mean, it's at some point it shifted. Like for me as a kid, my punishment was go to your room.
Yeah.
And with my kids, my punishment for them at no shit was go outside.
Yeah.
But my video games are inside. I'm like, outside. Yeah. And they'd sit there on the deck. They'd sit there on the deck and look in the window like, come, why do I have to be out here? I'm like, there's stuff out there. Go look at it.
You don't love me, Father.
Yeah, I'm trying to fuck your mom. Oh. Get out of here. No, that's a joke.
Speaking of struggle snuggle.
Can a guy just fuck your mom?
Please. She's here. Anyways, fucking A, man. Megadeth.
Oh, you know what? I was watching something on Facebook came up. They did a surprise show in Brooklyn a while back, and I think they just released the videotape, the video of it, or maybe I just saw it for the first time. If you follow Megadeth on Facebook, there's a bunch of black and white videos. They did a pop-up show in a little tiny bar, St. Vitus, actually, in Brooklyn.
Right.
And the footage is incredible. I'll send it to you.
Nice.
And this was one, and they did Hangar 18, so it made me think of this, and just what a brilliant album this is. This is Holy Wars.
Yeah.
Off of Rust in Peace. And it's just so good. I was listening to the part 2 of the Dave Ellefson interview that he did with Rob Flynn from Machine Head, where he talked about writing this album. They wrote this album freshly off heroin. They had all gone through rehab, and he talked about the energy that surprised all of them. Like before that, they had done So Far So Good, which is a great album. But he said it was just a heroin record, and then we all went away, and then we all came back to record this with Marty Friedman.
Yeah,
and
that
he
guy
said the combination of Marty Friedman and us being newly sober and having all this nervous energy, he said we were just furious. Like, and you could really, for me anyway, I could always feel it when I listened to this record. It's a fucking technical masterpiece. If you haven't checked
Oh,
it out,
yeah.
I don't know where you've been, but it's called Rust in Peace. It's about 30 years old. Go buy it
Yeah.
and listen to it because
Yeah.
it's great.
I think that this was the big kick in the teeth to Metallica. Oh, I was like, oh, Megadeth.
Yeah, I mean, technically, I think that they did something on this record that surpassed anything Metallica ever did.
Sure.
Metallica may have, they were way bigger. They had a lot of huge successes. They had some brilliant moments. And then Megadeth also, after this record, when they did the next one, the big one for them with Skin on My Teeth,
down.
did Countdown to Extinction.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was kind of their biggest commercial success,
Right.
But
Hello, me.
yeah, but anyway, this to me was their technical masterpiece.
Right.
So enjoy.
Yep. Gun Music Radio, www.radioking.com/radio/gun music radio. This is the Geezer Hour every Monday. When we come back, we're going to talk some more shit for just a little bit. And we'll see you then. It's just that simple, folks. Pick up a guitar, learn how to play, grow your fucking hair out, and then next thing you know, you got a guy like Marty Friedman in your fucking band, and there you son of a bitch and go. For all you fucking people out there who think that this is easy.
2 dead drummers later, you can retire.
You can. I heard that Dave Mustaine just achieved another belt in jiu-jitsu this last week.
Yeah, it's the gray belt because he's old. Yeah, I'm sure he's.
It was a timing belt because his car is broken. Ding, ding, ding.
It was a weight belt to pick him up by because he's 80.
It was a weight belt. But it was an alligator belt, and he wasn't even wearing it. But no, yeah, he just got achieved another milestone.
A lot of that's pretty popular now. I think there's a ton of us old guys they're doing that. You know that Anthony Bourdain before he died got his black belt
That's crazy.
from Machada. I think like he was seriously into it.
I remember Joe Rogan was pretty angry. Or not angry, but sad that the guy died, and he had mentioned that on his podcast that he had some sort of achievement.
They had kind of gotten tight with each other.
Gonna touch on it just briefly, and then I'm gonna get the fuck off the subject. But this is gonna be probably the weirdest Super Bowl like ever.
Why is that?
Because, my friend, who's back in the Super Bowl?
Mr. Brady and
Mr. Tom Brady,
Gronk,
and the Gronks, and who are they playing?
The Chiefs, the Red guys,
the Chiefs. It's an interesting Super Bowl because I really never gave this whole season credibility for even really being a season. I don't know, like it was just a weird. It's weird. Like everything I watch sport-wise on fucking TV is just weird.
To be honest with you, bro, like I'm not proud of this. I watched my first football game this season this weekend, and it was the AFC Championship game. I could not give a fuck about football this season.
Right.
I don't know why. Probably because my team sucks.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, it's because my team sucks. And if they didn't suck, I would have probably been more interested. But also because I've been busy and working Sundays, but. Yeah, but so why is this particular? You can't say Super Bowl because they own that name. You call it a Schmega Plate, the Mega Cup.
Yeah, the Mega Cup. Yeah, you don't call it. I don't know, man. It seems weird. It seems like a bunch of teams were just out. Now I'm not crying about my team or my friends' teams being out. I'm just saying the whole season just seemed weird to me. It really seemed like. Extra fake-ish. And I know every athlete on the field played his fucking heart out, and I understand that, and I get that, and I respect that. But what I'm saying is too much crowd noise, no crowd noise. You know, the whole thing, the whole fucking thing. And couldn't you just watch football and shut the fuck up? Yes, I can. And I did. And just because my team didn't make the shindig doesn't mean I'm angry. It just means it was a weird fucking football season.
Yeah, it definitely was. And I wonder, like, how it was for the players. Like, because they played anyway to an empty stadium, virtually an empty stadium. Right. So it would be like us every week having a show.
Oh, we already do that. Nobody listens.
But no one comes. Yeah, right. So, I'm saying after 16 weeks of having a show with no audience, you'd be like, oh. But you know, so for them, I guess it would be like a scrimmage or a practice.
So I'm gonna pass this by you on the air, and I'm gonna get the tornado swirling just a little bit. We are gonna have a Gun Music Fest 2. It's happening in 2022. And we are going to do it on a very special day, either the day of or the day after. We're going to try and get it on a Friday and a Saturday. I don't know if it's going to be the weekend of or the weekend after, but Steve's deal. For those that don't know who Steve is, he's a friend of ours that passed away back in the day. Has a special place in my heart and in Frank's heart too. So
I mean I can't really claim that he wasn't.
You did? Oh,
I mean no.
Oh, I
don't mean.
I thought you guys slept together.
Well, Robbie.
You slept with Robbie. Okay.
He
okay,
meant a lot to
okay.
Robbie.
And
Like,
Robbie just kept talking about Steve the whole time.
well, I met Steve. I've met Steve a couple
I'm
times.
just fucking
but he
playing.
died before I really got to know
Oh,
him.
okay.
But just because of how important he was to Robbie, I have a great, a great amount of respect for that. So, but no, I can't.
Okay.
I can't falsely say that I was friends with Steve.
I didn't know, and I didn't know. I thought.
No.
I
So
always,
therefore, I mean, if I would have to put that, I'd have to ask Robbie, like, if it's going to be like on the actual anniversary of his death, you'd have to ask Robbie because
I'm not asking anything.
I don't know if he does.
I'm saying that we're going to have a show that day.
Oh, cool.
And we're gonna call it Gun Music Fest Part 2, and it's gonna be in Sunny Valley at Sunny Valley Resort, which is actually in Wolf Creek, and we're gonna have a 2-day event. I think Friday and Saturday, or Saturday and Sunday, or Friday, Saturday and Sunday, whatever. But Sunny Valley Resort is that place where they have that big ass teepee. It's camping in teepees and yurts and the whole 9 yards, and there's fires and all kinds of neat shit. And I'm not trying to compete with anybody else's festivals. I love all the festivals that go on in this valley. I'm appreciative of all of them. But I have given a lot of thought about doing a Gun Fest too. The first Gun Fest we did was a semi-success, semi-learning experience, where we had 2 stages and we tried to cram like 30-something bands into one day, and it was interesting, to say the least. But you live and you learn. You erase things from your chalkboard and you put things on there. It might work, and this might just work, eh?
You gonna let us play inside this year?
As I was saying that last part, I was like, oh yeah, Frey, I remember that fucking, they played outside. But you guys had one of the bigger deals.
Oh, we had a good time.
And I love seeing the pictures that you guys used. They were all from that, with you pointing at it, and the guy's gay.
That's right.
So, but no, we're gonna do it again, because I believe I can get it right this time if I have the right help and the right people are involved, and I think I do have that. And to put on a music show, anybody who's ever put one on that lasts longer than 4 hours knows that there's something fucking to it, yourself included, with the debauchery fest. I mean, it is what it fucking is. You gotta maintain a lot of avenues of approach for things to go wrong. You've got to guard the end of those.
Yeah, and who knows why things work and why they don't. I think, like, for me particularly, I did a music festival for several years in a row. Mine was invitation only. It wasn't open to the public,
right.
So I never approached it as, okay, I need this to be a financial.
That's because you hate people.
Huh?
Nothing.
What'd you say?
I said that's because you hate people.
No, I love people. I do, but I only because it was at my home.
Yeah, right.
I only wanted people there that I would want there.
Right,
and
for sure.
So my invitations went out to my friends, and they were if you got an invitation, you were allowed to bring anybody you wanted.
Right.
The stipulation being, bring this person, only bring people that you would have at your own house for something like this, because
right.
I'm not going to be able to fucking police 200 people. And I will say, in 8 years, I only had one incident that I had to, where I had to ask somebody to fucking stop being an asshole. No, 2 incidences.
Right.
Crazy Tits launched a fucking whiskey glass down into the middle of my driveway.
Crazy Tits.
Crazy Tits. Yeah. You know Crazy Tits. I don't know what her name is, but she's crazy and she has tits. They're weird.
So damn what?
Yeah.
She's crazy. Who?
What the fuck? Michelle, I think her name. I don't know. Some chick that used to always come to all our shows. And she got a little too excited, and she threw a whiskey glass down in the middle of a fracas set and cut my buddy's eyeball. And so she got 86'd, and then Bloody Mess brought some kid who was a little too aggressive in the pit. And I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And he's like, well, I don't know. He was just some kid that, we brought. I'm like, dude, you can't bring just random people to my fucking shit, So we're going to do it again in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do one more. And it's going to be fun.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll talk more about it.
Yeah. Well, I definitely don't want to. I don't want to crowd the bus at all.
Oh, no. God,
yeah,
no.
yeah,
Fuck
yeah,
no. Dude, if we'd love to do the Gun Fest thing if there's a spot for us.
Outside.
And you guys are absolutely.
Inside.
You guys will have to play downstairs. Yeah, for the first year.
Crowd into the toilet room like the Titanic's going down. It's been a pleasure serving with you all.
Right. I'll make sure to put you on right when the headliner's going on outside too. No. Yeah, no. That's what the music scene is about. Like, you got something that you want to do, and anybody, whatever. If there's any way I can help you do it, whether it's supporting you, lending you gear, giving you a stage that I have, whatever, or just having my band show up.
Yeah, having the band show up, doing our show from there, doing this show from there.
Oh
would
dude,
be super cool.
Fucking like a podcast booth or whatever. Yeah, that would be rad.
Yeah, would be super cool. But let's do this. Strychnine.
A lot of you probably don't know this band.
I don't know this band, so yeah, I was gonna say, like, what's up?
Strychnine is they're my friends, and I just not enough people have heard them, and I mean, well, a lot of people have, but if you haven't heard them, they're a great band out of Oakland. One of my best friends in the world, Joe Fucko, left Naked Aggression to play in this band in the late 90s, and I fell in love with everybody in this band. They've all peed on my couch at one time or another. So that's not even an exaggeration.
Right.
Great band, great fucking song. If you like this, go on and go online and listen to the rest of their shit, because it doesn't disappoint. This is called No Victim, No Crime.
On Gun Music Radio.
Do play this song. So good.
www.radioking.com/radio/gun music radio and Demon Guitars.
Fucking strychnine, dude. Hey, that one was for that was for you, Joe, and all my homies back in the East Bay. I love you guys. I miss you, and we'll see you soon.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, that picture you just showed me, that's really good lighting on that guitar that you.
I did a photo shoot yesterday. So my son's husband for Christmas developed a website for me, and I realized that I haven't put any work into it, so I haven't really launched it or announced it for anything. And so Oscar finally lit a match under me. He said, "Hey, let's get to work on this." And so we went and took. I blacked out all the windows in one of the bedrooms of the house and made the room completely pitch black. The way he filmed this was really cool. Set up a tripod, put the guitars against the wall in front of like a black cloth, like a road cloth.
Right.
And put the camera on a tripod and left the shutter open for 13 seconds and just lit it with his iPhone light.
Yeah.
Just kind of rubbed the light all around it. Took about 4 or 5 different shots of it. Right. And then put those in the computer and kind of merged them all together and made these beautiful pictures of my guitar. I said, "Man, you made my guitars look so much better than they do."
No.
Yeah, they're great fucking pictures. They really are.
Those are good pictures. The guitars are beautiful.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Damn it.
Thank you.
I mean, and the fact that you made that reverse Firebird thing for your buddy with that cutting board thing.
Yeah.
Beautiful, man. I watched the growth.
Thank you.
I follow the growth because I want to see everybody grow, and I am a resolute warrior for my friends, and when you are my friend and my brother, and when I see fucking people achieve that I love, I think to myself, God damn it, what a wonderful place! You know?
No, but I appreciate that, you know, and
yeah.
I'm learning to accept those the words from people, and I've actually had a few moments this year where I've been proud of what I've done. And
well, you should be, because you're fucking kicking ass, dude.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
you're
that.
You're kicking fucking ass and taking names.
All right,
and you took you. Well, let me. I'll finish it on this, and I know you're just like me in this, and I know why.
Okay.
But, dude, from dream to reality is happening before my eyes, and I've been watching it since you started this. Quit your job, do this thing. And I'm only seeing good things, and so to you good things, because
thank you.
It should be that way.
I've been blessed. I've been very fortunate. I put in the work, but also, and I don't necessarily think it's by accident, but I keep meeting the right people.
Yeah.
You know, just a week ago, my neighbor comes over and he's standing in my yard and he's like, "Hey," and I'd never met him before, and he lives behind me, and he says, "Hey, I see you out here working in the shop. What are you doing?" He's like a 60-year-old guy. I said, "I'm just out here fucking off, and, you know, making cutting boards, making some guitars." "Oh, you make guitars?" "Yeah, well, so do I."
Whoa.
And he's got a whole, like, I guess back in the 70s, he used to be like a professional car painter. Like, he used to paint hot rods for Hollywood.
Yeah.
Master fucking painter.
Wow.
And so we got to talking about guitars. I'm kind of teaching him a little, or not teaching him, but like he's gleaning a little off of me. And the area that I really need to focus on is the finishing work, the painting and the stuff like that. I haven't really mastered that by any means. And he's all, and I asked him, I finally worked with the nerd, like, "Hey, do you think that maybe I could come over to your house and we could play?" You know, he's like, "I thought you'd never ask. I was hoping you would say that. Let's come on. So now I've got a date with this 60-year-old guy to go paint fucking guitars.
Come
and
on.
Couldn't fucking be happier, dude.
Come on.
Yeah. It started with Pete and then continued on with this new guy that I'm working for, who's teaching me the technology for the CNC and offering me support in so many ways to just be independent and work for myself.
Yeah.
Like, I see things converging, and I told my wife, I was feeling a little full of myself, but I told her a couple days ago, I said, "Honey, I'm going to be rich in like 10 years. Just hold on. We're going to get there. We're going to fucking have money."
Well,
she's like, "All right, that'd be nice." So,
you know, and without those how do you ever expect to achieve your wildest expectations if you don't first have those wild expectations?
Yeah.
And that's the truth. And I'm watching it transpire right in front of my eyes, and I'm loving every fucking minute of it, Mr. Frank, and I love you to death, dude. So
Thank you, man.
So how about we gather up our dead soldiers here on the table, and we throw them away, and we press stop, and we get rid of this evening, but we enter into our last song of the evening, which of course is fucking who it is, and this is Killing Field.
Yes.
This is a really good song, man, and you've been picking some good ones, even off the flood. Just like I thought bam, good songs.
Yeah, well, there's lots of good songs out there.
Fuck yeah.
The question is remembering them.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, this is off of Divine Intervention. Amazing song.
Yep. Yeah. And thank you for listening to Gun Music Radio. This is the Geezer Hour every Monday between 4 and whenever. And we're going to hope that this YouTube video gets up there real quick, too, so you all can listen to that whenever you want to at www.radioking.com /radio/Gun Music Radio. And also www.youtube.com /Gun Music Radio, and also C3PO R2D2 go into the fart. No, all these fucking goddamn shit I gotta say. It never used to be like this. We used to be like, here's my mixtape, I wanna date you. But so this is
Human nature